What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Bugs' DCS Cruise. For this one, I got something a little special for you guys. As you guys saw the posts in the community section of the channel, there is a new couple of goodies that I have got my hands on just to try out for a few days. So, the one we're going to be doing for this video is going to be the Moza MTP with the MTLP extension. So that's the throttle grip that's inspired by the F-18 with haptic feedback, as well as the control panel that's also inspired by the Hornet. And for those of you guys that are fortunate enough to have at least the throttle, Moza did just release an update to their software today, and now the haptic feedback actually functions the way it's supposed to. So just make sure you have within your DCS settings the force feedback setting enabled, and just set the vibration settings in the Moza cockpit software the way you guys see fit. So it's a breath of fresh air that it's here for us. And I'm fortunate enough to actually have one on my sim pit right now to try out, because it, like I told you guys, it is one of the contenders for replacement for my old Warthog, but we'll see what happens. So what I'm going to do for this flight is I'm going to give this throttle a nice little run for its money with a little bit of precision flying. I mapped it fully to the F-18. Seems how it's a Hornet throttle, so why the hell not? And we're going to go from a cold start. We're going to go join up with the tanker, and we're going to try for an air-to-air refueling. I tried to set Viacom up on the thing. I don't know if I did it the right way for it to work, but if it does, wonderful. If it doesn't, excellent. We'll just fly formation with the tanker, and we'll see how it responds as per our throttle input. So, without any further ado, I'm going to stop yapping, and let's get the old Hornet fired up, and we'll take off and see what happens. And we are flying the Legacy Hornet, the good old Charlie model for this one. No trunk monkey involved. So, works for me. So, here we go, guys. Let's see what we could do. I'm also going to talk about the throttle throughout the flight, on how it handles. There are quite a few things on it that I do like, as opposed to the Warthog. I'll touch on those as we're going. I don't want to have a half hour plus of me just yapping on a pause screen, so here we go. All right, let's get our DDI set first. And our NPCD. All right, there we go. All right, I'm just going to breeze through the cold start, guys. There's really no need for me to narrate too much on this. There are thousands of cold start videos out there about the Hornet. I know I've done one myself, so I don't want to bore you guys with the details on that one. So, all right, here we go. All right, and I'm using the throttle panel and the extra control panel for a majority of the switches. So the battery, the only thing I didn't use it for were the lights for now, but that's okay. Okay, there we go. Looks good. Alright. And we can't use it for the
engine fire left.
Fire test either, but
Engine
that's okay.
fire left. Engine fire right. Engine fire right. APU fire. APU fire. Bleed air left. Bleed air left. Bleed air right. Bleed air right.
Alright, let's just give it a couple of seconds. Everything looks pretty good. Just turn our IC contrast up a little bit.
Engine fire left. Engine fire left.
Here we go, guys.
Engine fire right. Engine fire right. APU fire. APU fire. Bleed air left. Bleed air left. Bleed air right. Bleed air right.
Alright. Everything looks pretty good. Alright. Let's get the APU cranked up. So, for those of you that have the Moza throttle, you guys will notice that there is an APU ready light on it. That will light up. You just have to make sure that you have your telemetry data connected within the Moza cockpit software. So, here we go. Alright, our white's on, we're ready to go, guys, so let's crank our right engine, we'll see what we can do. Number 2 is online. Perfect. And we're gonna do this the proper way, guys.
Roll left, roll left. Flight controls. Flight controls.
Unlike a popular video out there that I'm sure many of you have seen, you can't just start the left engine off the bleed air after you did the fire test. You have to cycle the bleed air door. Now we can start number 1. Let's get the canopy closed so we can hear what the hell we're doing. Much better. Yep, and don't be like me and forget to advance the throttle forward at 20%. That was good, bugs. Alright, guys. Let's let the APU time out. Let's get our SA uncaged. Let's get that on. Here we go, guys. Let's just do the quick DCS bit and then we'll get out of here. APU's off. Perfect. Let's get our INS online here. Wrong page, there we go. Alright guys, we're almost out of here. Let's just get our INS aligned and then we'll be good to go. Alright guys, INS is set, ready to go. Let's get our TACAN turned on. Alright, we're set for the tanker. Here we go guys. So far it feels pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. And the biggest thing, one of the biggest things I'm happy about is the damn slew nipple you guys have heard me complain about on the Warthog throttle. That's no longer a thing with the Moza, that's for sure. I can't wait to see how that works, but what a relief. So the throttle's got the nice finger lifts on it too, which is awesome. Another thing I wish the Warthog had, but it doesn't. That's okay. And we'll see how that works out. I'm more excited to see how the haptic feedback works. That's going to be interesting. Trimmed out, ready to go, guys. Let's see what happens. And like I said, if we can't get the thing to work for the refueling, we'll just fly close formation with them. I really wanted to see how accurate this thing can be. Alright, here we go, guys. Power's coming on. And there's the haptic feedback on the throttle. Wow. Okay. 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 Wow. Okay, so it's reacting to the vibrations on the jet. Wow. Okay, guys, this is very weird. This is something else. Wow. As I'm pulling a little bit more, it gets more intense. And then we'll level back out. Okay. What? Oh, okay, guys. Yeah. I really do like this. I don't think I've ever felt anything this coupled with the force feedback setup is something crazy. Okay. This is very, very interesting. Let's see how accurate it could be when we fly next to the tanker. Let's see if I can get Viacom to work. Approaching for refuel. Nope. Okay. Alright, no worries. I kinda had a feeling, guys, it wasn't gonna work. But that's okay. I could always go back in and remap that. So the tanker's just a little off our nose. 50 miles out. Wow, this throttle is something else. Alright, he's 38 miles, 37 miles out, 730 knots of closure. Should be there pretty quick. We're gonna unlock him so we don't upset his RWR. We got visual on him, so. Let's go nose cold. That's how we would normally do if we're doing a refuel. But I gotta say, with the Moza throttle, it's a lot easier to do that. I can just reach off to my left, and there's the knob right there for the radar control. I'm really liking this, to be honest, guys. And I can see how it's fitting for warbirds and various other aircraft, so I'm really liking this so far. And the haptic feedback is really putting it at number one. Alright, let's plug in the blower and see how she feels. So she smooths out as we're getting faster. Okay. I like that. Okay, so the haptics feedback slows down a little bit. It smooths out the faster we get. The slower we get, the more you're going to feel it. I like this. Okay. Yep, now we're slowing down, and here comes more of the feedback. Alright, let's turn into the tanker a little bit. And we're just going to fly formation with him for a little and see what happens. I do have to say the throttle is very responsive and very smooth, guys. And there are plenty of switches and buttons on it to give you more than enough possibilities for what you guys want to do. Yeah, it really ramps up the vibration as we go through a turn. Wow. Okay. This is something else, guys. I'm impressed. I'm very much impressed. Well done, Moza. Well done. I know a lot of the guys are saying the haptics didn't work for a while, and Moza said they were updating it. Well, they finally did, guys. Definitely update your cockpit software, and you're in for a pleasant surprise. And I only just hooked this throttle up late last night, guys. This is the first time flying with it. Wow, this is crazy. Alright. Just form up on the tanker. So here, I'm going to punch off my centerline tank just to get rid of some drag. Let's see if it did it really quick. Nope, it didn't. Alright, never mind. Alright, let's just worry about let's just focus on flying form with the tanker really quick here for a few minutes. There's our speed brake control. Wow. Very responsive. Yeah, and there's the vibration kicking up a little bit. Wow, this thing is very responsive. I'm thoroughly impressed, guys. Alright, here we are, right alongside the tanker. Let's see how she does throttle-wise, response-wise. She's really going now. Ooh. this is something else. There's that sweet spot right there. Okay. Alright, so air-to-air refueling should be pretty well doable with this, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I like how accurate this is. Very small increments, and I do have to say the haptics do help to let you know your airspeed. Because the quicker you're going, the less it vibrates. The slower you get, the more the vibration becomes dominant in your hand. This is very cool. Now I'm sad I only have this on loan for a few days. But we'll see. Maybe Moza will see this video and send me one out for further testing and review. That'd be pretty cool, but anything's possible, who knows. But I really do like this. Yeah, this is super accurate, guys. Look at this. I'm kind of annoyed that Viacom's not working, because we could definitely plug right now. Wow. This is crazy. I'm really not going to want to go back to my old Warthog one after this. This is only the first flight. Yikes. Let's see how close we can actually get comfortably without this thing getting too upset. There we go, nice and easy. This is a bad time to get an itch on your nose, Bugs. I have a feeling tanking in the F-16 will be much less of a chore with this. Wow, this is like nothing, guys. Honestly, between this and the Warthog, I have to really work with the Warthog to do this. This, with the haptics, is like nothing. Let's slide over starboard ops. There we go, look at this. Wow. This is a totally different experience, guys. This is a totally different experience. That was smooth. I've tried to do that with the Warthog. It did not. Something always got upset. and we're right back in the perfect port ops position, or near perfect port ops position. Look at this. This is incredible, guys. I really do like this throttle. I really think anything else is going to be a very, very hard sell at this point now. And I'm not even using the autopilot control, which I would time to time use with the Warthog. This is... wow. Okay. Alright, so disconnect. Slide over to starboard ops. And there we go. This is also good practice for you guys that want to try to get better at air-to-air refueling. Just work on flying formation with the tanker first. Don't worry about plugging. Don't worry about taking on fuel. Work on flying formation beforehand. If you can't fly formation with them, you're not going to be able to refuel. It's a pain in the ass. Trust me, I know your frustration. I understand it. But that's really the only way to do it. So, let's let him go down its merry way. We don't have that much fuel left, so we'll see you later. Thanks for the fun. We're out. Yep, there's the afterburner response. Very nice. Let's unplug the blower. Let's keep... wow, yeah. Okay. Alright, so the haptics are very interesting on this. They're very cool. I really do like it. That looks like a runway down there. The only thing I didn't set is my VR zoom button, guys, so... that looks like a runway. That's where we're gonna go. And this thing is actually strong enough for you guys that watch my video. I have the Boeing, the sim pit seat. I actually feel this on the seat pad that I'm sitting on. That's how strong the vibration is from the throttle. That's pretty intense, I'm not gonna lie. We actually might be right over Almanad. No, we're not. Ah, it's alright. I don't care. I just want a runway. That's fine right now. Let's just... yep. Alright, so let's drop this thing down. Wow, this thing, yeah, it really does vibrate the seat. This is insane. Slow this baby down. This isn't going to be one of my most prettiest by the book landings here, guys, but you know how I do shit. Excuse my French at times, but this is just a little review to see how... yep, and the red light on the gear handle works with the telemetry. Wow. Wow, this thing is... holy Toledo, this thing is... alright, this thing actually shakes the entire sim pit, guys, not just the seat. I'm sorry. Whoa. I was not expecting that. Whoa, okay. I can't wait to try this with the... coupled with the HAPTIC vest that I'm also going to give a video review on for you guys. This is going to be pretty intense. This thing is... Watch your nose bugs. Watch your nose bugs. Uh-oh. 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 Okay. Alright. Okay. It got us out of that. I'll give it that. And here we go. Alright, she's a Navy airplane. She can handle that landing. Wow, yeah, the vibration is actually shaking the entire sim pit, guys. That is insane, and once you slow down enough on your rollout, it stops. Okay. Let's see what the parking brake does on the throttle panel. Yep. The parking brakes on. Wow, this is... Okay. Let me just shut the engines down here quick, guys, so we can... At least you can hear me. I'll give you my final thoughts on this for the flight, and then... All right. Well, I do have to say, guys, that was a lot more than I thought it was going to be. I did not think the haptic feedback was going to be that strong on this thing to actually shake the entire sim pit. That was a surprise. I like how it interacts and how it responds with the telemetry coming off of DCS for the airframe you're flying. The next flight, I'm going to try it with the Warbird. That should be interesting because those do tend to shake a hell of a lot more than, say, the Hornet or the Viper would. So we're going to try that with the old P-47, and we're going to see what she could do. But like I said before, this is going to be a really tough decision now out of any options that I was thinking. I really hope you guys found that helpful. I do have another couple of videos coming for you guys on the Moza throttle while I do have it alone for a few days. If I do end up with another one, that would be awesome, but we'll see what the future holds for that. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed that. Please like, comment, subscribe for more. And until the next sortie, strap in, arm up the seat, and keep flying.